Alright guys, our XAMP is downloaded and we fired up, and now we see the XAMP control panel version 3.2.4. and what you guys see here that it's got Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat. So for you guys, when you guys because you guys beginner HTML, all we need is Apache at the moment, and later on maybe MySQL, and when you guys get advanced we go towards FileZilla, and I'm going to explain the Mercury and Tomcat. With this two, I don't think we're going to need the Mercury and Tomcat. I'm going to explain to you guys on a live server what FileZilla is. Anyway, I don't want to confuse you guys. Let's go towards this Apache. As you guys can see, this PID is process ID, and it's ports here. That's the ports that this XAMP is going to be running. Okay, it's got a start. If you press the start, this means that it's gonna start the server, and it's got a config. It means that there is a configuration files here. So we press this config, and at the first one you guys see this Apache httpd.conf. If you guys press this one, and you'll see this notepad opens. All you guys see here, there is hashes. It means that's a comment, so you guys don't touch it. I'm gonna explain for you guys. If you guys got say port 81 here, you guys can go and trace another port here and change it to port 41, but at the moment, because we don't have any port here written here, at the old version of the Windows there used to be port 81 here, and because there is no port 81 at the moment because they fixed up, as you guys can see, that's our server root is XAMP Apache, and that's also our server root. That's where the XAMP sitting, a C folder, XAMP and Apache. Alright, so we go further down, and you guys see that it's listening to port 80. So this is our default port, so that's fine, we leave it there. Alright, so I don't think anything else that that's for advanced modules. All you guys need to know that your XAMP is using default port 80. That's the default port for Linux and Windows. That's what XAMP is using. Alright, so that's HTTPD SSL. That's very advanced. That's SSL. That's different, very secure socket layer configuration, and that's httpd examp.conf, and that this one is php.ini. You guys might see this folder all the time because this is where the PHP main files configurations are located, and you can see this php my admin. When we start this PHP and we go to MySQL, I'm going to explain in depth what is php my admin, but at the moment all you guys interested in this Apache httpd.conf. but if you guys got like older versions of Windows, you guys can go to control panel. Okay, that's a bit slow. We go to control panel. All right, so we go to control panel, we go to program and turn Windows features on and off. If you got like say I'm running Windows 10, but if you guys got like older versions of Windows, alright, so you guys go here and see this is unchecked, Internet Information Services. Make sure this is unchecked, because in our case it's unchecked, so we don't need it. Internet Information Services, if it's checked, make sure it's unchecked, and in our case it's unchecked, and we leave it like that. Alright, so now we are going to start this Apache. You guys can see that Apache is light up, and it's the process ID is 4100, and that's a port 80443. So we saw that in config, that's going to run on port 80. Alright, so as I explained that we go to the local host. local host. Okay, so local host, we type local host because our server is running. As you guys can see, there is no HTTPS or anything here. It's just a pure local host. It means that's our local inside the computer. So that says XAMP is Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. It's a cross-platform. It's inside for Windows, for Linux, and for Apple iOS. As I explained before, that's WordPress, Joomla, and other PHP frameworks. When you guys get advanced in the PHP, then we're going to go through these things. But because we just started this HTML file, so no need to go through this. Otherwise, you guys going to get confused. All right, so now we are at the, you guys can see that we are localhost dashboard. So where is this dashboard? So I'm going to show you guys in a moment. Was before that we needed text IDE to run our programs. We're gonna look for the IDE inside our thing is Notepad. Okay, so that's our Notepad, which is already inside this computer. That's IDE. If you guys looking for simple IDE, this is the simple IDE. This is okay for to run your HTML or PHP files and folders, and it's very good. It's very simple and very good. But if you guys want to explore further, there are a few others like this one I just downloaded before. It's called Komodo IDE. It's also very good IDE, and if you put a HTML IDE editor or HTML editor, you'll see the long list. HTML, we put a HTML IDE. Okay, so as you guys can see that this Atom, that's also cool IDE. This is Komodo Edit. It's your personal choice, whichever you want to download. This all works. Genie, Del Apache, this Adobe. I'm not very familiar with this one. I don't like to be honest with you, these ones, you know, but it's your personal choice. All right, so my personal choice is Sublime Text, and I think most professional web developers they use because it's got a lot of it's open source, and later on if you guys want to pay for it, but it's up to you. But I'm using this for many years as far as I can remember, and it's still I haven't paid a cent. With this IDEs, you guys be careful that you do not pay anything for any IDE. Say for Windows Visual Basic, sometimes it tells you that 30-day trials, and after that you pay. Don't get into that trap. If any IDE asking for money, you just simply ignore and look for internet for different IDE. There are tons of free IDEs that you guys can choose. Say this Komodo IDE has got a paid version and free version as well. So most of these IDEs are free. You do not pay anything for the IDE. Alright, so I made another video for Sublime Text. You guys go to the Sublime Text. Where is this Sublime Text? It's the most popular. It's very good for PHP and HTML and Python and C++ as well. It's got this dark background, and you guys go here and you press download. Once you press download, all the information is here, and you guys, after that, you guys go and download the install dependencies. So it means you go and install dependencies for this. Don't forget that. There's another video I made already, as I mentioned before, that I'll show you. I'll already mention that how to install this Sublime Text. It's very easy to install. So All right, so we go back and we see this ATEM is also very good. IDE is exactly looks like Sublime. That's ATEM. It's your personal choice which one you want to use. So all of these IDEs are working. This is packages here. Okay. All right, so I downloaded this Note++. We put this Note++ text editor. All right, so we already download this Notepad. As you guys can see, this is the logo, and that's where it's installed in this computer. That's Notepad. Okay, so the Notepad looks exactly like that. So it's very simple, very easy IDE if you guys want to practice your HTML and PHP. It's, as you guys can see, it's very easy. It looks cool. All right, so we start with this one with the Notepad, and you guys can see that there is no file or anything is on here. So what we do is we go to see this htdoc, this as I explained in here, where this is localhost dashboards coming from. All right, so we go to our folders. That's our download folder. We go to the localhost, and sorry, the local disk in C, and you guys can see that it's got an Intel program files, program data, users, VSDI, Windows 10 upgrade, and you guys see here XAMP. That's our folder. All right, so we see inside here there are many folders. There's Apache here, CGI bin, binary, contrib, FileZilla, FTP, htdocs. All right, so we interested in this htdocs. Htdoc is hypertext documents. All right, so we see here web dev. Don't get confused with any of it, and don't touch anything PHP, Perl, MySQL, anything. All we interested in this htdocs. So I'm going to write it down. htdocs. Okay, so we are interested in this htdocs. That's what we want. We want to go here because that's what we're going to put all our HTML files. All right, so you guys saw that the dashboard. That's the dashboard. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from here. The dashboard. That's where it's coming from. The dashboard. And we go inside the dashboard, and we see this index files. When we start this XAMP in Apache, index file is the only file it's looking for. It looks for the htdocs, hypertext documents. It looks for this file, this folder, and inside this, anything in this here it's looking for. So it's got a dashboard, and dashboards connected. It's got images, Webalizer, XAMP, and applications, blah blah blah, index. We are not interested in any of this, so we create our own folder. So if you guys can go and create folder, you can put your name, or you can put my first. Say you can put anything. You can put your country name. You can put your favorite flower name. You can put any name as far as you can remember. So we put my first web. That's what I'm gonna put. Just made up. Don't assume that it's a special name or anything. No, it's not a special name. It's just a name. My first web, just which I made up, and I put it already inside this htdocs. So we go here, and instead of this, we put our folder name, my first web. All right, what you guys can see that it says index of my first web. It means that it's already accessed this folder and it's looking for this folder. It says name, last modified, size, description. So it's a parent directory is empty. It means this between these two lines there is nothing. So Apache, that's 2.2446 Open SSL. We are not interested in this one, and that's PHP running PHP 7.3.26. That's the latest version of PHP. If you guys go and see some websites, they're still running PHP 5.2 or 5.6, but in our case we are running the latest version of PHP. At the time of recording of this video is 7.3.26, and our port is 80. That's localhost port. All right, so this localhost, I'm gonna show you guys another way, my first web. So if we type here 1.27.0.0.1, and I'm gonna put my first web. All right, so you guys can see it's same thing. It's the same. If I put a dashboard. All right, there you go. You see the same screen as before, but that was localhost, and this is the 127 because that's the IP of this localhost. I'm going to explain you guys when we start PHP why that's the case, why it comes in, but at the moment you guys just assume that's 127 and the localhost is the same. So just one thing to remember. So all right, so we put a 127.0.0.1 my first web. All right, okay, that's my first web. Okay, so here, all right, so now we go and create our first file. Okay, so we open the notepad, we go to open the folder, we wait till this opens. Okay, we go to this local disk C. As you guys saw inside the folders, it's exactly same folder as the C which we opened. This local host local disk C, sorry. Okay, so we go here and we're looking for htdocs. Htdocs is right here. Okay, we double click and we see our first website. We open our website. Okay, we don't have any file at the moment because it's opening the files, so we don't have any file. We go and create one. I'm gonna save it, Control S. I'm gonna put it index.html. So where I'm gonna save this, so we're gonna save this inside this notepad. No, we're gonna save this inside this htdocs. We go to this PC and we look for C folder, local disk C. We go inside this XAMP, whatever, and we go inside this. We find this my first web. Okay, so now our index.html is ready. All right, so we put a HTML. As you guys can see, the HTML is already here. So we put a HTML. All right, so that's our HTML. That's our first tag. And what we put it here is header. That's our head. As we explained before, that we have this, not a header but head. Alright, that's our head. Okay, that's the head part, and we put, that's our body, and I'm gonna put the body closing here. Okay, as you guys can see, this body runs from here to there. See, the body runs from here to there. Now the fun part. All right, we see that's H1. As you guys can see, there is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. It means there is 6 headers here. So this H1 is a header. So H1. Okay, that's a closing. You guys make sure you always this close, that's opening and this is closing, and make sure this always match it. So if there is a HTML1 here, there is a HTML with the closing, / is closing, and if there is a body here, there is a body here as well. All right, so if there is a head here, there is a head, as we explained in the previous video, that you guys go and see the head part of the human body and the body part, and it's not very hard to miss. And we see that there is a H1. You can put your name, you can put a congratulations, you've done a good job today, okay, congratulations to you all. All right, so we control S. You guys make sure that you get used to this shortcuts like control S, control F, control, everything is control. You can see here, new is control N, open is control O, save as is control Alt S, close is control W, print is control P. So we save all is control Shift S, but what we're interested in is control S all the time. So every time you do, you control S, or you press save from here. All right, so congratulations. I believe this congratulations is wrong. We try again. We put a congratulations to you all. Okay, that looks good. All right, so we're gonna run our first file, index.html, inside our browser. So we go and open our browser, we control S, as I explained before. All right, so we go and see these things with control. As you guys can see, congratulations to you all. Hooray, that's our first HTML file is running inside this our folder, inside our local host. So okay, here it's detecting our index.html. As you guys can see, I've got a index.html my file, and I don't have index.html here, but both of them showing the same thing. I got a localhost, that's my folder name, and that's, it says index.html, but here it says that IP, localhost IP, and it says my first web, but there is no index. And I'm trying again, it's got no mention of index.html. Why? Because by default HTML, hypertext markup language, always looks for index, and the same goes with the PHP. So as soon as you fire up this localhost and you make any folder with index.php or index.html, straight away looks for this file. Okay, so if you guys want to try again, that's your first. You guys can play around with this one. You can go to H2. So we go to H2. Okay, we go to H2, and you can put your name, because you've done a hard job. Hello. Okay, I'll try again. hello to say you can put your name, Michael or Peter or Jesse, or you can put anything, but in my case I'm gonna put my name, which is Quadrat, yes, Danny. All right, so I'm congratulations myself. You guys can put any name. Okay, so we go here and run and we see what happens. All right, so you can see I'm saying hello to myself, and you can say hello to yourself. You can pat yourself at on the back and on your shoulder, and there you go.